Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
We're one of the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
How to tell what is causing the numbness in your hands. We're going to go over 5 common causes. I'm sure this has happened to most people at some time. You get this numbness, tingling, pricking, burning sensation.
Yeah, feels like little electrical feeling, kind of some people describe it.
Yeah, and sometimes you wake up with it when you're sleeping on your arms funny, and usually it goes away right away. But if you get some of that numbness that's persisting and not going away, we'll show you some tests you can do on yourself to try to help determine.
Right.
So we try to keep it simple, right, Brad?
Yeah, keep it simple, exactly. And you got a nice diagram here. I really like this diagram.
Yeah, we'll show that in just a minute. But by the way, if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, if you get a chance, go over to the Facebook and like us, Bob and Brad, because all this week, once again, we got a sale on our likes. We're going to like you right back. Positive vibes coming your way.
Back and forth. That's the way it goes.
That's how life works.
That's right.
All right, let's go talk about the first most common source of numbness, which is carpal tunnel.
Right.
And maybe this is a good time to show this, Brad.
It is.
So you've got 3 main nerves that are going to innervate your hand. We got the median nerve, which is the carpal tunnel nerve. Show which fingers that affects, Brad.
So the median is the orange here, and if you got your palm facing you, it's part of the thumb, the pointer finger, the middle finger, and half of the ring finger.
Yeah.
And on the back side, it's just the upper half of the pointer finger.
The distal part. But
distal or towards the fingernails of the pointer, middle, and ring finger.
The radial nerve is just part of the thumb here, and really the back side of the hand.
Right. So looking at it like this,
it's like you're wearing a glove without fingertips in it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I was always wondering why they made those gloves that way.
There we go.
And then
the final one is the ulnar nerve, which is tends to be the pinky.
Right.
And
half of the ring finger.
Half of the ring finger. So.
And this is the one where if you bump your funny bone in the elbow, you may feel that up into the pinky, and that's a real common thing. Well, I hit my funny bone, and you feel it in your pinky. That's why.
But it's really an ulnar nerve is what you hit.
Precisely.
As it goes around through the elbow.
There is no funny bone.
No.
We learned that in school.
You're a funny guy, though. Okay, let's talk about the first, again, carpal tunnel. So that's that median nerve. Could it be affecting here? Let's just show you a couple easy tests you can do. You can do Phelan's test. Do you want to show that one, Brad?
Sure.
So, all you're going to do is you're saying your prayers here.
Right.
Basically, keeping your elbows up. And as you do this, you want to see if that recreates the symptoms. Does that
typically for 30 seconds, right, Bob? So palms together, when you go up like this, don't let this happen. Keep the palms together, and then this is as far as you can go. Matter of fact, I've got a person with carpal tunnel right now, and we've done both of these, and he's positive on both.
On both.
Of them, yeah.
Okay, positive means that it actually occurred.
Right.
It recreated the numbness. And then there's reverse Phelan's. Same thing, kind of keeping a sharp angle at the wrist.
Yep. Don't let this happen.
Right.
Glue the hands together in the back and let the elbows down.
And then sometimes we just go ahead and we tap right on about where that nerve would be, right in the middle between the 2 fleshy parts here.
Right.
And on the wrist.
You're right over the carpal tunnel. That's why. And you're going to tap for about 30 seconds. And
you start feeling tingling and burning or numbness, being recreated.
Right. Typically the same symptoms that bother you whenever you're having the problem that you're questioning.
So let's say it's not that. Let's say you're getting pain in different parts of the hand. Maybe it might be median nerve. Maybe it's radial, ulnar. We don't know which one. Maybe it's coming from your neck.
Sure.
So a real simple way to test that is we're actually just going to have you move your neck in different directions. And does that change the numbness and the tingling? Does it bring it on? Does it take it off? So Brad's going to show from the side.
Right.
I'm going to show from the frontal view. So we're going to go ahead and just the first one we typically have people do. We start in good posture, and sometimes we just do a chin tuck.
Yep.
And see if that changes things.
And I think both Bob and I we'll do a few chin tucks and say, oh, my hand's feeling a little different or better.
Right.
That's not uncommon, so that's why we start with this one.
As strange as that may seem. Okay, next one is you're gonna go ahead straight flexion. A lot of times this might recreate it, might make it a bit worse. This might make the numbness worse. If this is happening when you do this, there's definitely the neck is playing a role.
Right.
It's not always all of it. Sometimes you might have a little bit of both.
Because all 3 of those nerves originate back here in the low neck.
Okay. You can try turn one to the right, then turn to the left. And again, is it recreating your symptoms, or is it making your symptoms worse? And then side bending, try to put your one ear onto your shoulder, your right ear onto your right shoulder, your left ear onto your left shoulder.
And you may want to do, repetitions of this just to the right, not more than 10, but up to 10, and see if the repetition will help reproduce those
Sometimes
symptoms.
it reproduces it, sometimes it takes it away.
Right.
If there's any change at all, that means that it probably is, again, the neck is involved. And the last one as we work on is going back like this. Again, good posture, extending back. Does that recreate your symptoms?
Right. Now, if any of these create any unusual pain, you're just going to stop it.
Right.
So we're just looking for...
And that's often what you might see, too, is pain along with that, Brad.
Sure.
I mean, because usually once it gets to numbness and tingling, there's usually some pain involved also.
Right.
All right, the third most common possibility would be diabetes. And there's really not a test that we would do, that you would do at home.
Right.
But generally, as a rule of thumb, it starts in your feet first.
Yeah, so they call it's a neuropathy, oftentimes described as where your feet globally, I call it stocking, like the area that when you pull up a stocking, that whole area is numbing and tingly. And those people, when it gets bad, they have a hard time with walking and balance because you can't feel their feet very well. That's more in the
That's a more
later
advanced stage.
yeah.
But as starting off, it just might be a mild numbness going in. But if you're getting numbness in your feet and your hands, that's one thing we're going to suspect is diabetes.
Get that checked out.
Then there's the ulnar nerve entrapment. Remember, the ulnar nerve was the one that affected the little pinky and the little half of the ring finger. That you can have, actually, the nerve can get trapped underneath here, right underneath the tunnel here. And one of the tests for this, very simple, is to actually just turn your hand out like this and then flex it. And
Flex the elbow.
Yeah, and that's really putting a lot of stretch on that nerve.
Sure, yep.
And you can see if that recreates your symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
You actually can go right under this bone too and tap under there.
Yep, where the funny bone
bone is,
yep.
and see if that recreates your symptoms. I've seen people that just sometimes sit in an armchair too much, a hard one.
Sure.
Like we have people on wheelchairs, and that pressure on there actually causes the numbness down their hand.
I have that in a car I had. I'd rest my arm driving, and it would hit right in that spot, and I didn't stay there very long because it's not very comfortable. So I'd put a different pad there.
You could have thoracic outlet syndrome too. The nerves come out from the upper thoracic level here. A simple test for that one is just is it Ruse?
Right, where you go like this. People that work overhead oftentimes, like a mechanic working into a car or if someone's working on a ceiling a lot, they may feel those symptoms.
So you're bringing your arms up to straight across level here, and then you can even bring them back a little bit, and then you're just going to squeeze your hands, open your hands, and if it starts recreating the symptoms, there's a chance you have thoracic outlet syndrome. And that's a whole different animal that you have to have treated. But,
and we have a video just on that with some exercises to address that.
So the final thing that, as a possibility, and you're probably going to know it if you have this, is a Raynaud's syndrome. I don't know if that's the way to say it, or Raynaud's.
I think you got it right, Raynaud's.
So you're getting a spasm of arteries, and it causes reduced blood flow. And the typical sign is the fingers first turn white, then they turn blue. It's the colors of the flag. And then eventually they end up red and burning.
Sure.
Now, you said your daughter has a mild case of this where she just turns white.
Hers just turned white, and she's sensitive to being in the cold. If we go skiing, she got the warmest gloves we can get, and even then, she pulls her gloves off, and they're just all white, and she's not very comfortable. But hers never gets to that severe case.
Sure,
so
and it's often triggered by cold or emotional events.
Right.
So that's really it. That's probably the 5 most common reasons why you're going to have some numbness or tingling. Obviously, if you're concerned, go and see your doctor and get it diagnosed.
Bob, that was very well done. I have to admit, you really put that out well. I think you get an A+.
Wow, I haven't gotten an A+ since I cheated in algebra. So. All right, thanks everybody for watching.